The area around the intersection of Cedar Street and Virginia Avenue is once again going through some changes. This has been a transitional area since the last few years of the 19th century when the Morton, Lewis, and Wiley Lumber Company built a lumber mill and a small lake in the area that is now the Virginia Avenue Food City grocery store. The store actually sits in the dry bed of that lake. In 1915, Virginia Avenue was widened to accommodate the growing number of automobiles in Bristol, and several houses were built in that neighborhood. Now the Cedar Street and Virginia Avenue intersection is the site of a gas station for the Food City store called Gas and Go, and a CVS pharmacy will be built on the opposite corner.
It's an area in town we're really calling transformational. 6 structures at the corner of Cedar and Virginia are soon to be demolished to make way for a new CVS pharmacy. And on the opposite corner from that, across Virginia Avenue, demolition's already occurred and construction is underway for a new Gas and Go. Another project that will soon be underway is reconstruction of East Cedar Street, beginning at 5th Street and running all the way past King College. So there will be sidewalks installed, new traffic control devices installed, turn lanes. It'll be beautiful and quite functional. So with that whole traffic pattern being adjusted, made more safe, and again, much, much more functional, that in companionship with the 2 redevelopment projects underway right now is a key component of that transformational classification of that area of town. And those 2 projects, the pharmacy as well as Gas and Go, will also queue up the supermarket down the street for renovation and improvement as well. CVS has been looking for a new location along the Virginia Avenue corridor for years. And it's really been a struggle to find a site that functions well, was zoned properly, but they finally found one. So it's been a project in the works for a very, very long time. Several years ago, the city partnered with the folks in the Fairmount neighborhood to do a neighborhood study and to plan for the future. It was a very long process, very comprehensive process with a great deal of input from the neighborhood. And we helped them plan what would happen to the neighborhood years down the road. And we planned for additional commercial development to occur south of Cedar Street rather than north of Cedar Street. That was safe, that maintained the integrity of the homes, the residential areas in the neighborhood, but then allowed for growth and development improvement. And the CVS project is a project that fits within that neighborhood's plan beautifully. It took a site that was zoned commercially, south of Cedar, like we promised the neighborhood, and puts a commercial use on that property that allows for further redevelopment in the south part of the Fairmount neighborhood. So we're pretty excited as a staff because what's happening right now is real implementation of the neighborhood's plan. And we don't see it as our plan, it's theirs. We help them just put on paper and draft and guide what they wanted to have happen. And it's happening now. Cedar Street has long been an east-west corridor in the city that's heavily used but in need of improvement. And the city worked with a consulting company and with the state of Tennessee to provide funding for improvement to that corridor. There needs to be turn lanes installed, better traffic control devices, pedestrian sidewalks, but then when you approach King College, there's a curve that has for many years just not functioned well. It's been the scene of accidents. That curve will go away as part of the redevelopment. So it'll be a very nice corridor, going from the east part of the community to the central part of the community landscape, and it'll be beautiful and functional.
For additional information concerning this project, contact Sherry Brown, Director of ECD with the City of Bristol at sbrown@bristoltn.org or at 423-764-0343.